bag.
You're not going to like this one. Grocery prices will likely keep rising throughout 2023, making it harder for Americans already struggling to make ends meet.
Fox's Nate Foy has the story.
Inflation may be easing, but food prices are expected to go up. The Department of Agriculture predicts prices will increase over 3.5% this year. The cost of vegetables is up 38% from last month alone. This, as a shortage of eggs is driving up prices as well.
There weren't any eggs. I went to Vaughn's Carnival, which is the Mexican market nearby, near Target and Costco. Now there are eggs, it's just expensive.
Around this time last year, the average price for a dozen large grade A eggs in the United States was $1.93. Now the average cost is nearly $5, and even more for organic brands.
I've had people in the past complain about the cost of eggs, that $5 was too much. They could get it cheaper at the grocery store, but now nobody says that anymore.
The high prices have some turning to non-traditional options. Like in California, one farmer is charging people $575 to rent her egg-producing chickens for 6 months.
So that includes everything. That's your coop, your feeder, your water, your 2 hens, and all of the food that they need for their 6 month.
But before you head out to rent those chickens, make sure you keep this in mind.
If you're expecting to get chickens to save money, probably not going to happen. But with the price of eggs going up, and if you eat a lot of eggs, that could rebalance this cost calculation.
The USDA says egg inventories are starting to improve, even if the prices are not. In New York City, Nate Foy, Fox.
I also spoke with Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada, and we had a good talk in the morning, but I did ask him a couple of questions, like, you know, banks aren't allowed to do business in Canada. Canada is very tough. Canada is very, you know, we're not treated well by Canada, and we have to be treated well. Banks are not, as an example, allowed. Did you know that? That banks, American banks, are not allowed to do business in Canada. Can you believe that? And that's one of many things and we talked about, and I think we'll win most of the subjects. But for some reason, a lot of things have been very unfair with Canada. I noticed that in the first term. You deal with people, and after a while you begin to realize, like you learn that Larry Ellison's very tough to do business with, okay? He's a very tough guy. I mean, I'm sure you're shocked to hear that. But Canada is very tough. They're very, very tough to do business with, and we can't let them take advantage of the U.S. They don't take our agricultural product for the most part. They don't take our cars. They make cars, but they basically don't take our cars. And you know, we don't need, and look, I think we're going to have another good conversation today. We're actually speaking at 3 o'clock again. But we don't need them to make our cars. We don't need them to give us lumber. We don't need them for agricultural products because we have all the agriculture we need. They don't take our agricultural product for the most part, our milk, dairy, etc. A little bit they do, but not much. We take theirs. And as far as cars are concerned, they took in a big percentage, almost 19% of the market. And, you know, I wouldn't mind making our cars in the United States, so we have a problem there. I'd like to make our cars in the U.S. We don't need Canada to make our cars. With that being said, we're going to have another call at 3 o'clock. We had a call this morning. It was a pretty good call.